This is a Kirkendall Barrett presentation, darling.
Dad is dead. There is a dog.
You bought strawberries. Who do you think you are?
You buy homemade bread?
What are you, QAnon?
What makes him happy?
Not being in this movie?
Not being in this movie.
A lifetime of Hallmark.
Well, hello, everybody. It is your favorite day of the week. It is time for another episode of A Lifetime of Hallmark, where we talk about movies on both Lifetime and the Hallmark channel and try to make sense of them. I am Les Kirkendall Barrett. Hello, Jason Bowers.
Hello, Les Kirkendall Barrett.
And hello, Kirk Fitzpatrick.
Hello, Les Kirkendall Barrett, and hello, Jason Bowers.
And yes, we're recording again. It's been a little while since we recorded. You know, we tried last week, but
Last week would not have been a good idea.
okay. So let me defend myself on that.
Yeah.
All right.
And I was worried about you, Les. I was thinking about you the next day, and I was thinking, geez, I hope Les is all right.
So I'm going to tell the story, and my sister is going to kill me because I've said things, and my sister has sent me like texts before, so I'm expecting a text from my sister because my sister Anita is an avid listener to this podcast.
Hi, Anita.
Hi, Anita.
Anita, Kurt and I would like to say you're welcome for saving your brother's life.
Yeah, because we're concerned.
So this is what happened. So I have been touring for the past month, right? And so this time I decided to drive, which was great. So I literally drove from California to Ohio, and I was on my way back, and we had a podcast to do. And as you know, the drive back, especially through Texas, is a little boring. And so I had some hours to kill. So you know the thing in your car where you could prop up your cell phone to show you a map, like, you know, when you're doing your GPS or Waze or whatever?
Yeah, a car mount.
Right. Well, what I decided to be efficient, and I decided to multitask because like a Hallmark heroine, I am very busy, and my Wi-Fi was good. So as I was driving, I put on the Hallmark movie, and I watched the movie as I drove through Oklahoma and parts of Texas.
So that part I find dangerous because how are you taking notes and paying attention to the movie and paying attention to the road? But that is not the part that Kurt and I were most concerned about because we knew that you do that from time to time. It was then you then wanted to record the podcast while you were driving in a major thunderstorm.
I'm concerned about all this.
Well, you know, the show must go on.
Show's not going to go on if you're not there.
No. And we couldn't record it anyway because the sound quality was so bad. It was like so.
It sounds like this, and the rain is hitting, and you just.
Because I had it.
Welcome to Lifetime Hall. Hello, everybody.
Because I had it in my hands-free system in my car. It was hands-free.
I was in my car. I was driving somewhere the next day, and I thought, just I hope Les is okay. He's watching movies in the car. God knows what else is going on, you know.
What are some other unusual things you've done?
Surgeries as you're driving.
Yeah. Like, what have you done besides watching movies? have you done while behind the wheel that you probably shouldn't have? Like when I used to have a car, I would eat like Panda Express like with a fork while I was driving.
I gave myself a COVID test while driving.
What? You were driving?
I'd be worried about jamming that thing up my nose.
Well, I was careful.
What? You couldn't? Why did you have to do that while you were driving?
Because I wanted to find out before I got to where I was going.
Okay.
So yeah, I totally gave myself a COVID test while driving. You know, I mean, as Jason, we live in Los Angeles. You basically live in your car. So you got to learn how to multitask.
Yeah, but here, like, you could at least make the argument that you can do other things behind the wheel here because you're barely moving. There you were in motion on the open road in the middle of nowhere.
It was in the desert, and I had
literally in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
I had a schedule. I wanted to make it to New Mexico before sundown.
Okay. And what you put it on cruise control? Do you kind of like watch the movie and watch the road? Do you kind of go?
Yeah. No, I had it on cruise control, and I watched the movie. My you can prop the phone up because
let's tell everybody how to do this.
You know when you're looking at a map, it's like you have it propped up, but you still look at the road, right? Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I did. And then I took notes. Like I had a little paper on my lap, and I wrote notes.
Well, you did? Okay.
Yeah, what?
That's even worse. I didn't think you were taking notes. Oh no!
And I like that you're taking notes with a pen and paper while you're driving. Not even voice to text or something.
You don't have to do that. We can wait a week. I'm worried you're gonna be wrapped around a tree somewhere. I'm gonna be like, oh no.
Well, I made it.
All right.
What was that noise I just heard?
I'm gonna be.
It wasn't me.
What?
What was that noise we just heard?
Oh, that's my TV because I was watching The Flight Attendant. Have you guys watched The Flight Attendant?
I am not done with season 2 yet.
Season 2 is so good.
Is there season 2?
2 last night.
See, I've heard mixed things about how it ends.
I liked the ending. It was kind of predictable because I figured out who the bad guy was in the first 5 minutes.
Okay.
Or 10 minutes. But I liked the ending, but I get how people wouldn't like it.
Got it.
Okay.
I was just happy because there was a shirtless scene. You know the guy that plays Zoe Shamamit's boyfriend?
Yeah.
There's a good shirtless scene.
Oh, good, because he's really hot.
Max delivers, actually.
And they cut he has a better haircut this season, so he's more attractive.
Yes, he's way more attractive this season. Well, speaking of attractive, do we have any Blac Chyna news?
Doing a piece of China.
China.
I'm talking China.
The Blac Chyna Report. Here's Kurt Fitzpatrick.
I did a search on Blac Chyna news. There is just packed with stuff. And last week, I was going to share there was a Rolling Stone article. Rolling Stone had news about Blac Chyna. I thought, boy, this was a magazine. Used to have Hunter S. Thompson and Tom Wolfe and PJ O'Rourke, and now Blac Chyna news from Rolling Stone magazine. Wow. What is happening? But this article is from dailymail.com. I think you guys are going to really like this.
Okay.
This will pertain to us. I think we're going to make something out of this. Blac Chyna, we're going to make this into a meal. Blac Chyna, the headline is Blac Chyna bears skin in tight one-piece bathing suit as she and daughter Dream enjoy a day at the beach. As it's revealed, she will star in Secret Society 2.
What Secret Society 1?
Get ready. Blac Chyna and her daughter Dream soaked up the sun during a beach day in Malibu on Saturday. The 34-year-old actress donned a tight one-piece bathing suit with a flowing skirt covering most of her powerful legs. She donned a black and white bucket hat, pulled low over her eyes, and her curly black hair fell in waves down the side of her face. She held her 5-year-old daughter's hand as the two splashed around in the cool ocean waves. Chyna's appearance out came as she prepares for the release of her new movie, Secret Society 2. The actress, yes, the actress, will play a publicist in the Amazon Prime movie, Secret Society 2, Never Enough. Her character, named Vicky, specializes in crisis management for celebrities, and she will do anything for her clients. It gets better. In the movie, she takes a particular interest in two characters named Celeste and Cece, rising stars with dark secrets. The Robin Chyna star will act alongside All Eyes on Me actress Erica Pinkett, Vivica A. Fox of fame, And model Jeremy Meeks. TMZ reported that 3 of Blac Chyna's songs will be used in the upcoming movie as well. Blac Chyna is definitely no stranger to headlines and publicity, so naturally she nailed her part as a publicist. Executive producer Miesha Coleman told the outlet, "We are excited to showcase her music in Secret Society 2. They fit the vibe of the movie perfectly. This movie is due out on Amazon Prime on July 29th.
Oh.
The film's premiere will come after a year of fraught with lawsuits for the Washington, D.C. native, 2 of which came against one of America's biggest families. Chyna recently accepted a cash settlement in a revenge porn case against her ex-partner, Rob Kardashian. And there's more and more and more, but I think we get the point.
Wow.
I think we may have to watch that movie.
I had never heard of it. And so what's funny is I'm wondering if the first one either didn't come out on Amazon or it was like an acquisition, because the first one, you got to buy it if you want to watch it.
Oh.
It's not on Prime Video.
Fox in that one too?
Yep.
Oh.
Wow, we weren't familiar with this. Well, yeah, Blac Chyna is an actress now.
Well, first of all, I'm happy that she's rising through the ranks, and so now she's an actress.
Well, who are we to judge what the ranks are?
Well, wasn't she known, no, because before, wasn't she referred to as Rob's girlfriend, and then she was referred to as Tyga's ex-girlfriend, but now she's referred to as an actress in her own right.
Well, she was, what's her name's body double in the Kanye West video. Nicki Minaj.
Oh, yes.
I just remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I didn't get a chance. Well, I didn't get a chance to tell our audience. I told you I have found a Zeus expert.
And I have so many questions, yet none at all. What does that mean?
So while I was in Cincinnati, I met a friend named my friend Jasmine, and she was talking about how her friends make fun of the shows that she watches. And I was like, "Oh, what? Do you watch like Real Housewives?" I watch that. And she goes, "No, I watch shows, mostly shows on Zeus." And I was like, "You have a subscription to Zeus?" And she's like, "Yeah." So I was like, "Oh my God, you have to come on our podcast." She knows all about Tokyo Tony. She watched Tokyo Tony's show. She watches mostly shows on Zeus. So we need to have you on. And she's eager to come on.
I do want to ask her, because I legitimately still don't know. Is it a cable network? Is it just like an app?
I think it's a streaming thing.
Well, we will have Jasmine on. She's eager to come on, so I will see if she can come on next week, and we will ask. Jasmine is more than happy to answer any questions that we have about the Zeus network.
Oh wow,
we really get to guess. This is becoming like the Dick Cavett show.
And she was well, I'm afraid that you guys are going to judge me. And I'm like, oh, no, we are not judging you.
No, did you? Fascinating.
Our last guest was the guy who was teaching math on Pornhub.
I wonder what happened, because didn't he come to LA for something?
Yeah, and I still couldn't figure out what he was here for, though.
Like some event. But yeah, so I assured her, I'm like, oh no, we will not be judging you for your Zeus watching. We are fascinated.
Yeah.
No, we've exhausted that option.
So I will get a hold of my friend Jasmine and see if Jasmine can come on next week. And she will educate us.
Please be upfront with her that I may judge a little bit once I find out how much she pays per month for it. But that would be the only judgment at all, and I'll let it go.
Well, I don't think it's that much, only because she's an actor, so I don't think it's something that will break the bank, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah,
but yeah, so no, I will talk to Jasmine, and we will have Jasmine on, and Jasmine will educate us.
Oh my God, that's amazing!
I was so happy. And then she looked straight. She's like, "You know about Zeus?" I was like, "Do I know about Zeus?"
I'm looking it up right now. It says the Zeus network is annual $59.99 a year, monthly $5.99 a month.
That's not bad. So yeah, it's not like breaking the bank.
But I
Like,
want to know
by
like
then-
what kind of programming they have, because that's about the same price as Apple TV Plus, but they spend a lot on the few shows that they do.
True, because I watched, what is that show with Reese Witherspoon and Jennifer Aniston?
Oh yeah, the morning show. That show is super expensive.
The mornings, I watched that.
Oh, they do Ted Lasso.
Yep.
Also.
Ted Lasso, yes, I watched
Yeah, that's
Ted
very good.
Lasso on that. Oprah has like specials on that.
I'm gonna start watching Loot that just premiered, starring Maya Rudolph. It looks really
Is that good?
I haven't watched it yet, but I like her, and I like the creator Alan Yang, who used to write on Parks and Rec and created Master of None. So I'm
Oh,
excited.
because I like the
Oh, that was
billboard.
good.
The billboard's all over LA. I like the billboard.
I'm watching Stranger Things.
And,
Watching it.
I started watching that when I was in Cincinnati because I was sharing this condo with two other guys and they had it on all the time. So I kind of got sucked into it. So I'm watching this season. So now I have to go back and start from the beginning.
Yeah, I watched season 1, which I liked. Season 2, when it came out, I started watching it. I was so bored that I gave up after a couple episodes. And I heard that the last 2 seasons have been much better. But
Yeah, I would
I'll
say
go
so.
back.
Yeah,
That sounds accurate.
But yeah, it's right up my alley. Actually, it's like, who knew? And
Well, it's like a horror show now. It started out. It was kind of like had like a Goonies kind of like Spielberg
Yeah.
kids kind of thing, and it was like part horror. Now it's like pretty much all horror.
I was like, a teenage girl with powers, I'm in. That's all you need to hook me in. A teenage girl with powers.
They make dark choices this season too. It's like, whoa, that's what we're doing. Jeez.
And I was like, is that Winona Ryder? She looks great. I didn't know Winona Ryder was in it.
Oh yeah, when the first year they were like nominated for Emmys and stuff like that, she was at some awards show, and they're all on stage accepting. And there's this great like meme of her, gif of her, like just being marveled at all the lights on the stage, or like you can't see it at home, but if you've ever seen the video of Hillary Clinton when she won the 2016 presidential nomination and the balloons started falling, and that look in her face of like, oh, such joy. Like Winona looked like that, but on stage at some award show.
Well, she looks fantastic. She really does.
Yeah.
So
Winona's
yes.
awesome.
Anywho, shall we talk about this movie?
Yes.
Caribbean, what's it?
Caribbean Summer.
Caribbean summer, and you're staring the same way.
And this movie took like an interesting. There was an interesting conversation in this movie that I was actually like, oh my goodness, Hallmark has come a long way.
Oh yeah, there was a really dirty line in this movie.
Yes. And then did you see, so the stars of this movie were African American. So did you see the commercials for Hallmark Mahogany?
Yeah.
No.
So like the Hallmark card line has long had a line of cards called Mahogany, geared towards an African American consumer. And so now they're doing movies in the Mahogany line geared at those same people.
Oh, okay.
I was like, wow, Hallmark, you weren't kidding around when you're like, we're changing our brand.
I will say I saw this movie a week and a half ago, so you talking about there being a dirty line in it and something being really progressive. I don't remember it. Maybe I'll remember it in the moment as we're talking about it, but right now I don't know what you're talking about.
I watched it a week and a half ago too. I was depending on you guys.
So we've got 2 people that watched it a week and a half ago, don't remember it, and 1 person that watched it a week and a half ago while driving a car.
Well,
This is your
true.
recap show,
Call in.
everyone.
Watch the movie and call in. No, I guess we can't have people call in. Oh, well. I thought this movie was, well, to start, I thought this movie was, at first I thought it was directed by Quentin Tarantino because it opens with a bunch of scenes showing people's feet.
Yes.
There was a foot thing. I did put that in. Literally, my second note is someone directing this movie has a foot fetish.
Right.
I'm never going to be in a Tarantino movie because I keep bringing up the foot fetish thing. But I don't care.
Or maybe he'll put you in to shut you up about it.
Oh,
Like,
I will shut up about
I'll
it if
give
it's
you
in
a
the
role
movie.
if you stop talking about it.
I will absolutely do that.
Yeah.
It's a deal.
So we meet our heroine Jade, and she's very busy because she's a Hallmark girl, so she's very busy. Which that's the sign that the movie is like on track. If the woman's very busy, so she's very busy.
And in fairness of the foot fetish thing, they were showing like people's feet like while they were moving through the city. It was like, oh, look at all these people like getting a work montage, but it's their feet.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And so Jasmine
Their
is
luscious
a journalist.
feet.
Keep talking.
Jasmine is a journalist. And so she's very busy, and we find out that did she go through a breakup or her sister?
She did.
So she's going through a breakup. So she was working.
She's a producer at a news network, we should point out.
Right.
Yeah.
But she was so busy that her boss was like, listen, Jade, because her name is Jade. Listen, Jade, you are working too much. You're going to burn out, and you need to get it together, sister, and I'm forcing you to take time off.
Well, so the reason that happened is Jade is producing this interview for some like blonde anchor, and she's like feeding him questions word for word like Cyrano, and he's repeating them back word for word. But in the meantime, she's texting with her ex, and he sends her something. It pisses her off, and she blurts out something out loud, and the dumb interviewer guy says the same thing during the interview and fucks it up.
Yeah, that old joke. We saw that in Roxanne.
It doesn't. Journalism doesn't work that way.
So yeah. So she had to. So the boss is like, okay, Jade, it was 5 weeks, right?
I don't know how long it was for,
but it was like no work, get out of here, and so Jade goes to the Caribbean, where she has this deal to rent. She's gonna rent a house, like an Airbnb there.
Yeah. Was the driver, like when she landed there, was that the guy with the cookies in that movie? The mayor that made the cookies?
I think so.
Oh, yeah?
I think it was, yeah.
I vaguely remember that.
So Jade goes to the house, and makes herself at home. And, she goes to the house, she makes herself at home. The people it's kind of funny because the people all kind of knew each other there too. So, and it was, go ahead.
Beginning like that movie, it reminds me of that movie, The Lost Daughter, where Olivia Colman is like having this is sort of like this mysterious vacation she's having by herself. I don't know if anybody's seen that movie.
I have not.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, was it kind of like that?
Yeah, kind of. Except Jade wasn't as downtrodden as Olivia Colman was.
Yeah. I do think it was a smart choice by the makers of this movie, the writers and whatnot, to make it where this is a bit more of a remote island, so therefore everyone kind of knows each other on the island, because then you can have her interacting with the same people there every day, and those same people know each other, just like another Hallmark movie in a small town like Middle America.
Yeah, and there's kind of a fish out of the water element, where she's like, she goes to the market, she wants a supermarket, but it's really just like a little market that she walks in.
So then she goes home. She goes back to where she's staying, and there's a guy there. Oh, she was sleeping, right? No, did he break in while she was sleeping, or?
I think she was in bed, and she's there. Oh, she's working. She was in bed working, and her coworker tells her to start a shell collection, and then she goes to bed. Excuse me.
So she goes to bed, and then a guy walks in her house. And you think the guy's breaking in, but the guy's like, excuse me, ma'am, you're in my bed.
Well, also, like, so she was instructed that the keys are under the mat.
Right.
And so then he goes to the keys under the mat, and they're not there. I think the key under the mat thing is so ridiculous when you're renting out your home, because if that's where you keep the keys, anyone's going to know that they're there. They're going to squat when you're not around.
Yeah,
Right.
wouldn't you use like a code lock?
Yeah.
If you're going to
Like a
Airbnb
box.
your
Yeah.
Like a lockbox. So the guy's like, excuse me, ma'am, this is my house. And she was like, well, no, I rented it. And we find out that Jade has been scammed.
She even moved furniture around in this place.
She did,
Yes.
yeah. And she picked up a lamp. That was how she was going to defend herself.
Yeah.
She's going to hit the guy with a lamp. Luckily,
Well,
nobody got shot in this situation.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a hairy situation right here.
And so the guy turned out to be from the reboot of Charmed. He was Macy's boyfriend, who was also half demon.
Okay.
I know the creators of the reboot, and I never watched it.
Of Charmed.
Yeah,
Well,
I was in an improv class with them when I first moved to LA.
Well, it's done now, or it's going to be done.
Yeah.
Because the CW basically like scrapped its entire lineup.
Well, they got
that
out.
improv class again.
They-
That improv class is like that production of Godspell in Toronto in like the early '70s, where like everybody from it is now famous. It's like the improv class was like
I
it was
did
a hotbed.
encounter some people that have gone on to some fairly big things entertainment wise in early classes. Yes.
But yeah, so the CW is like basically scrapping its lineup.
Well, what's happening is they're trying to sell the network, and any
should buy it.
productions that aren't from one of the two studios that own it right now, those are going first. They're getting rid of that stuff first, and then the stuff that's really expensive they're getting rid of because they're like trying to show that they're keeping costs down.
right.
How much does it cost to buy the CW network? I think we should buy it.
Whatever the market dictates.
And they have a lot of superhero shows, so I could see those being
Effective market.
expensive.
I'll look up
Yeah.
see how much it is.
Just as long as they don't cancel My Nancy Drew, I'm fine. Because I love Nancy Drew.
CW network cost.
And Nancy Drew
Might need a
spinoff, Tom Swift.
Oh, I looked up CW network cost. It says $9.95 to $14.95 a month. That'll work. Oh well.
I like that they're taking installments as they sell the network.
Yeah, I could do that. Then we could have our own show.
So anyway, the guy's name was Ford. So Ford, and Jade just immediately like annoys the shit out of him too. And so he was gonna kick her out, but he's like, listen, so you can spend the night, but you gotta go tomorrow.
She was
Now,
kind
what
of
would you
rude
guys
about
do?
it too. What's that, Kurt?
Yeah. So what would you guys do in the situation? Would you let her stay?
Okay. Well, so this is what I didn't understand though. So she had a decent job.
Mhm.
So she couldn't afford a hotel. Like if this scam happened, she couldn't afford a hotel. That's what I didn't get.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the thinking was supposed to be it's such a remote island, there isn't really a hotel. Everything's like a vacation rental type home, maybe?
Okay.
Well, we find out the next morning that she can't find a room. Of course, she doesn't make an effort late at night. I don't know what I would do. If I walked in and that was going on, I might think that I'm being scammed as well.
Uh-huh.
I might think that I'm the one being scammed.
I want to know, like, what website she bought through. Like, did she go
Right.
through, like, Airbnb, or did she go through, like, this is a totally legit rental.org?
Right.
Yeah, maybe Craigslist, maybe.
Yeah.
So they go to the police, and the police were like lifetime police because they were very lazy.
They throughout the movie, they made it pretty clear that the people in this island did not like New Yorkers.
No, not at all. And I like how everybody would basically call each other up. Be like, she's on her way.
Yeah.
Well, the police were kind of like, look, I'm on an island. I'm on vacation regardless.
Right.
Don't bother me.
So then Ford is like, okay, you can stay with me as long as you don't bug me. Like if you're not an ass, then you can stay.
Mm-hmm.
So then, okay. These notes I don't understand. I put Lady 3. Oh. So the next day, I get. So the next day, Jade is hanging out like in the sun in the backyard. And so people would stop by and be like, hey, can you tell Ford that I want like 3 and 2? And then someone else, this little kid is like, well, my mother says that she wants 3. And Jade is like, what the hell is going on?
I was like, is Ford a drug dealer? I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, this is a lot of shady things are happening here.
Right. And so it turned out that he was, I put a Lolo. What was the name for it that he was doing? Because I put a Lolo.
A Lolo?
Yeah.
No, that was something else.
Oh, okay.
The Lolo, it means like local, like local hang, basically. But I don't remember what they were dropping, or it had something to do with like rentals for like. Didn't you do like kayak rentals or something?
Yeah. What
notes.
kayak rentals?
I got the notes here. What is it? What was happening? It was something about. What were these things being dropped off for the anniversary party?
Yes, which was at the Lolo. You're right.
Yeah, okay. That's what it was.
His best friend was throwing a big anniversary party, 40th anniversary for his parents. And so they were doing it at the Lolo, and he like invites her along.
Right.
Yeah, because she's sneaking around. we're all piecing this movie together from memory here, but yeah, so she's kind of sneaking around, following Ford. She's kind of like, and then he catches her. She's not a good sneak. And then she gets invited in. She gets invited to the anniversary.
Yeah, it involves snooping.
No, I know, but she wasn't good at it. But
no.
And then he also, like, his friend Ingrid kind of befriended her as well.
Yes. Ingrid is the fiancée of Hughes, the best friend of Ford.
Right.
And Hughes smiles too much. The director should have said, hey, Hughes, stop smiling. I know you're happy to be here. So, the guy's got a big smile on his face.
Maybe he's just really stoned. He was really happy.
Probably.
So then they start getting to know each other, and like they start softening toward each other. And then we find out that Ford moved there from New Jersey. And so, but she starts asking more questions, and you can tell that Ford is kind of like getting annoyed. Like, okay, enough. I've answered these questions for you. So then a few days later, Ingrid comes by, and you can tell that Ford is softening towards her because Ford set it up for Ingrid to take Jade on a spa day.
Yeah.
To like, just because she was, going through all this shit. And they had a spa day montage, which I liked.
Oh, yes. I see that. They got a rub down. I wanted to say something about him being from New Jersey. As we know, I live in New Jersey. Mm-hmm. There's a scene where she starts acting like she's from New Jersey. She starts putting on like an accent, and it's like a mob accent, like everybody in New Jersey's from the mob. But then she brings up Taylor ham pork roll. Mm-hmm. I think she says pork roll, and he says, well, no, it's called Taylor ham. And that kind of smells like they did a
Google search of things that are popular, or someone like that worked on the production was from Jersey, and they're like, hey, what's something about Jersey everyone kind of knows is specifically Jersey?
Yeah.
And for those that don't know what that is, it's almost like a nicer version of Spam. Is that a fair way of putting it?
Ew.
It's like a big, huge meat roll, and in some parts
Ew.
of the country they call it pork roll. It's pork. In other
In the
parts
South,
of the
yeah.
in other parts of the country, or in New Jersey, they call it a Taylor ham.
Yeah, in New Jersey, it's South Jersey. It's called pork roll. North Jersey is called Taylor ham. But I never liked it. I used to have pork roll when I was a kid. I didn't like it. So when I moved further north, I never ate it anyway.
Ew. Spam.
Yeah, it's kind of like spam. I don't know what it is. I don't want it.
I mean, I think back in the day, they used to put all kinds of meats into like a sausage-esque casing, and you know, because you like if you're cutting up any kind of animal to consume, there's all this stuff that doesn't get used on the first try.
Okay.
Why stews exist?
Okay.
You know what else we have? We're also famous in New Jersey. We have a Jersey Devil. He's like a demon who lives in the woods.
Oh, I thought
isn't that a
devil
sports
devil
team?
dogs were like hot dogs.
No, there's a Jersey Devil. It's and my grandmother used to tell me about that. She'd say, "Oh, when I was a little girl, we'd see the footprints outside and say that's the Jersey Devil." Like, well, is that really the first thing you think when you see footprints outside? But okay.
Was it like the Tasmanian devil?
No, it's a demon. I don't know.
It sounds like the Loch Ness Monster.
Demon. Yeah, it's kind of like that. And he lives in the Pine Barrens, which is made famous from that Sopranos episode. It's a demon. But then I think there's a hockey team, New Jersey Devils.
I think there is, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so then they had the
We got to get him on the show.
They had the obligatory Hallmark cooking scene.
Yeah, because we find out Hughes, he's a notary, which I guess there means kind of like a lawyer, or at least has sort of the stature of being a lawyer. And his parents are real happy about that, but he actually wants to take over the family restaurant.
Okay, thank you for clarifying that, Jason, because I'm like, his parents are going to be upset because he doesn't sign documents and
they actually had a line of dialogue in the movie to make that clarification.
Yeah, because isn't that something you have to go to school for like 3 hours and you get a
stamp,
certification? Somebody has to notarize your certificate that you're a notary.
I mean, you could literally have notary services done at the UPS store.
Yeah.
Right.
Or we're so proud of our son. He completed his CPR.
He just looks great in brown.
Oh God.
So they're talking about jambalaya, and we find out that
John Belushi.
Yes.
Oh, John Belaya. Oh, I thought you said okay.
Yeah, we find out that Jade likes things spicy because she's from Louisiana.
Ooh, I would get along with her. I like spicy stuff.
And so.
Oh wait, did we pass the scandalous thing for Hallmark?
Oh no. Okay. What was it?
Well,
Yeah,
right
how'd you
before
know
they
that?
were cooking jambalaya, we see a shirtless Ford emerging from the water, very like Bo Derek in 10.
Oh, I did see that. Yes. Okay, that's where it happens. You are correct. So here's the line that I thought was filthy. So Jade takes a picture of him as he's walking out of the water, like he's Daniel Craig in Casino Royale. I think that was the movie he did that.
Yeah.
Which of course was an homage to the movie just referenced. So she takes a picture of him and she sends it to her coworkers, and they say, "Talk about burying the lead."
Oh, that is dirty. I didn't even get
Sure
that
is.
at the time. That's funny.
The filthiest thing I've ever heard.
Well, Hallmark, it's an all new Hallmark.
Damn.
They're like stepping it up. They're getting with the times.
Burying the lead.
I mean, but I also like it because it's a play on words, and it's they clearly mean one thing, but in journalism terminology, those are the right words.
Well, I know what they mean.
And so the interesting conversation that they had too during this cooking was he asked her, he's like, were you the only black family in your neighborhood? And I was like, oh my God, Hallmark, like touching on race. Look at you.
Yeah.
Man. They're not leaving any stone unturned.
Nope. They're like, go to GAC. We don't care. Oh, and then of course, we also had the question, have you ever been in love? And then we find out that Ford had been, we find out that, Jade was dumped, of course. But then we also find out that Ford was in love, but his girlfriend left him when times got tough. But he never told us what the tough time was.
Yeah.
Like, he got cagey.
We should also point out that Jade, it's very heavily implied that she was living with her boyfriend that she just broke up with.
Yes.
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
Because she was like dropping off his stuff or something early in the movie.
Oh, yeah. Then they had to be doing it. There's no way around it.
Right?
There's no way.
No.
Right?
You're in a small studio apartment in New York. Like, you got to do it.
Yeah, you got to just to consolidate space.
Yeah.
Right. So then what happened next?
What happened next? I'm still stuck on this. No, well, he asks her to be his plus one.
Right.
That's sweet.
There's some sailing celebration. So, like some sailing win of a team he sponsored or something.
Yes. And then so she goes, and of course everyone's like, do you like her? Do you like her? And then Hughes' girlfriend, meanwhile, is like, Hughes, you got to tell your parents that you want to open a restaurant. And Hughes is like, I can't.
I can't. That's the story. Yeah, Hughes is a notary, but he wants to open a restaurant.
Right.
Because that's the next step from being a notary.
And Jade, by the way, keeps mentioning that Ford has looked familiar to her. Like, there's something about him that looks familiar to her, and she just can't put her finger on it, why he looks familiar to her. That becomes important later.
Yes. So then, one of her friends had a picture of Hughes, of Ford. And the friend was like, oh, well, this guy looks familiar as well. Mm-hmm. And so she does a little search, and she finds a picture of this scandal, like this government scandal.
Yeah, it involved like the New Jersey DA taking bribes or something like that. And we find out that Ford used to work for that DA.
Yeah.
So you don't know if Ford was doing anything shady, but he's certainly not in New Jersey anymore.
And he had a beard in the picture, and that's why he looked a little different, and that's why he wasn't automatically recognizable. So they call Jade, and Jade is like, well, normally I would do something, but I actually really like him. So...
Wait, did she actually get the news this early in the movie? I think they tried calling her and Oh, no, you're right. They suspect and then they confirm it later.
Yeah, because then she's like, please let me talk to him. Don't say anything until I get a chance to talk to him.
Yeah.
Right? And then, so my notes are a little jumbled. What do you have next?
I have something about... They have a conversation. They're on a date. She says his first concert was Nas.
Yeah.
Her first concert was Backstreet Boys.
Mm-hmm.
Backstreet's back, all right.
I want it that way. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then that's when he asked her. That's when he asked her, were there any black people in your neighborhood?
Oh, that's where that happens. Okay.
The Backstreet Boys.
I got something about Shirley. Who's Shirley?
Oh, I have Shirley in my notes too.
Oh, Shirley's a goat.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Early in the movie, when she first gets into the house, she sees this picture of a goat with a sash on it. And then she sees the goat wandering around. Like, it's just like basically giving the island character. This just like this random goat that everyone knows.
Right.
Goat. I think it said Shirley the goat won a beauty pageant.
Yes.
I don't know who Shirley was up against, but...
So then...
So at this point in the movie, I should point out, I was watching it with my friend Brad, who I've made watch these multiple times, and he tells me that I should just, without explanation, send a photo of a goat to one of our friends, and I did just that. And I don't think that friend listens, so we're going to play the long game on this one.
That's funny. You know, I got to say, Brad is a good friend, too, to watch these movies.
He watches all the movies with you?
Yeah.
Because every time I see your friend Brad, I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I apologize every time I see him.
Yeah, I think it's, because we're like drinking and stuff, so we're, we're in a bit of a state as we watch.
So now is this the part where the boss comes in back in New York and she sees the picture and she sees how does the boss, she sees it's a picture on their phone, right? Like she sees the picture on the desk and then how did the boss put two and two together?
I feel like that's way further in the movie. I'm not finding that in my notes, and I knew that I would have written that down.
Let me see. Let me see when I get to that. I've got they walk on the beach. She doesn't miss her phone. She's been going without a phone. Then they kiss.
Yeah, they actually kiss. They completed their kiss.
Yes.
They have a smooch.
Because it's y'all Hallmark.
I have that Jade gets a call from Country.
Courtney.
Oh, Courtney. Okay.
Yeah.
Country.
She gets a call from Courtney. No Courtney for old men. And then, okay, so then she explains to Jade that Ford tried this case and it disappeared.
Mm-hmm. I also noted this island had surprisingly good cell service for being this secluded enclave that doesn't really have a lot of the comforts of the mainland.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they say in Costa Rica the Wi-Fi is really awful.
Yeah.
Anyway, then I got Hughes and Ford. Wait, Hughes? Oh yeah, Hughes is the guy who smiles. They're at an outdoor restaurant. They're having a conversation. Oh, this is also a little bit risque. They start talking about how this could be a fling. Oh, and they say the word fling. Now, flings usually mean insertions.
Right.
They do,
of course.
Yeah. Historically.
Yes, definitely in the history that I've been studying. So that is exciting. Insertion, especially, when it's put that way. So then I have that Jade is snooping around and Ford comes home and gets a note. And so, yeah, because I think at this point, Jade knows what's going on. She just hasn't told him yet.
Right.
And I got Jade Googles him, which also sounds kind of dirty, but I wrote that. And then in the morning, he invites her to go to private school. Oh, no, private island. As she's leaving now, but she doesn't want to. Which part are we trying to get to?
Oh, no, this is good.
The boss finding out. Good. Yeah, I don't think we've gotten there yet. Well, at this point, they're like on the island, and Brad turns to me and said, I wonder what island that was. And I responded that it was the one where they did Fire Festival.
And Velveeta sandwiches.
Oh, man. That was a nightmare. I'm so thankful I wasn't there. It's like there, but by the grace of God, go I. Yeah. Oy vey. Okay, so then there's a table. Oh, they go somewhere where there's a table in the water. That was kind of cool. Like you could sit at a table, but you hang out in the water, like around the table. That was neat. I wrote, this guy is smooth. I don't know why. So I guess he explains he has feelings for her.
Well, she said he has feelings to her in response to her saying, hey, I know what's up.
Yeah,
and she's talking about like, hey, I know why you went away and you're on this island, but he thinks that they're connecting, and he's like, oh, I know, I have feelings for you too. It was kind of sad.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. And he starts explaining himself. He trusted his mentor, but now he's pissed that she knows what's going on.
But she's like but she's like, no, I'm not gonna fuck you over. I'm gonna she's like, I can give you a chance to like tell your side if you want, but I'm not going to fuck you over on this. I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah.
But then back in New York, her boss finds out what's going on, and then the boss like then sends people out there.
Yeah, they literally like are like with this. They're acting like this is the biggest news story that's ever happened, and it's like, yeah, I'm sure it's a fairly sizable story for them and newsworthy, but it's certainly not an emergency situation either.
So then, yeah, because then the next day, and the people made it there really fast.
Yeah.
Because the next day, people are like these two guys were like knocking on the door, and they're asking for Ford, and of course everyone's like, I don't know what you're talking about. But then they would call Ford on the phone and be like, there's two guys asking about you. And the guys were like, fish out of water, and they stuck out like sore thumbs in the island.
Yeah, it was the cheesy host from earlier in the movie that Ron Burgundied and like said exactly what he was fed in his ear.
Right.
And the other guy had this really obvious dyed blonde hair.
Mm-hmm.
So they get wind of what's going on, and then of course Jade gets wind too, because then Ford is pissed, and Jade calls her boss, and she's like, "What the fuck is your problem? Why did you do this?" And of course the boss is like, "Because it's a story." And then, yeah, so then, and then Ford is like to Ingrid, because he thinks Ingrid sold, or not Ingrid, he thinks Jade sold him out.
Right.
So he's telling Jade, I can't trust you anymore, even though Jade didn't do anything.
Yeah, he tells her to leave the keys under the mat.
Yes. I felt very sorry for her, because she didn't do anything, actually.
According to my notes, I got angry here.
According to my notes, I got angry here.
What's that?
I just love, according to my notes, I got angry here.
At him, I got angry. Jade.
I was mad at her boss because her boss told her, get out of here and go on vacation. And now she wants her to work.
Yep.
Yes.
While she's on her vacation.
And so he's pissed, and Jade is like, wasn't Jade like, this is actually your chance. Why don't you just tell your story the way that you want to tell it, and I'm not going to fuck you over on this.
It's fair.
And then around the same time, because they had a party or something, right?
Well, the anniversary party already happened, right?
Yeah, that happened a while ago.
Yeah. It wasn't that. But I got something about Hugh's mother.
Ford, because Ford's, I don't know where his parents were, if they were even alive, but Hugh's mom talks some sense into Ford about like just how he's sort of overreacting to Jade being there.
Because wasn't the mom basically like, Ford, get your shit together, you're overreacting, and Hughes, I already know what you're up to, and I know about the notary, and I know about the restaurant, so you might as well just tell your father, because you're not fooling anybody.
Yeah. And then Ford calls Jade to tell her that he's ready to do an interview, and there's some really, really, really bad green screen. He says he'll do the interview, but it's got to be with her.
Right.
And then Hughes and his dad had their talk. The dad gives zero fucks that Hughes doesn't want to be a notary. Right. It was like the least conflict ever.
And then Ford does the interview, and he basically exonerates himself. And then he and Jade make up, and Jade's like, I'm going home. And then Ford is like, well, guess what? Now that this is all over with, I can go back to New Jersey, so I'm just across the river. So we can be together.
I have to say that the chemistry between these two were palpable. And I wrote in my notes at the end of this movie, if they left the camera rolling, we'd see them fucking.
You have sex on your mind today, Kurt.
Kurt.
And you're not wrong, but you definitely have brought it up a few times today. What's going on?
I don't know what to say.
It's an all-new Kurt Fitzpatrick.
And this was I'm also saying you're not alone.
I'm not, well,
just being honest.
Well, it's summer.
Well,
I know.
Yeah, it's been a while, but I'll tell you, this was a hot couple.
Yeah, they were.
She was beautiful.
Yeah.
I think she's one of the most beautiful women on one of these movies that I've seen. She's like up there.
I agree.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if she's a new find for Hallmark.
She's
I probably would
from
let
the
her stay in my
soap
place if she accidentally ended up there.
Yeah.
I mean, and maybe it wouldn't. Maybe she would rip me off, but maybe that'd be worth it.
Because isn't Hallmark kind of on the hunt for like the new guard?
I think they're trying to certainly bring in some faces that to be the next tier, since some of the longtime stalwarts have left.
Right.
But
So
they've
of course
also
there's
kept like
Queen,
Lacey and stuff. So
there's Queen Lacey, of course.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
Allison Sweeney, Sammy. I think that the three women that were in the wedding veil, those are like the three like divas.
yeah, and Autumn Reeser is like the newest of those.
Yes.
And I saw an ad for a movie that she's in during this movie.
Right. So so I'm wondering if they're kind of like, searching for their new crew.
Yeah.
Well, they're finding them.
But anyway, I thought this movie was, for driving through the desert, this movie was very entertaining. It was either this or a book on tape.
I didn't hate it, but I didn't think it was terribly memorable.
No, it was okay. I like I want to go to the Caribbean. That looks beautiful.
Yeah.
We're due for like a blood. Is there a new Wrong movie out? We're about due for like a Wrong or a Killer.
I feel like we should.
Yeah, I think we're ready.
I'm trying to think if because Meredith always. I'm trying to think if Meredith posted something, because Meredith always like when there's a new Wrong movie out, Meredith always posts, and I always get like a thing on my feed. Because there's got to be like a Wrong summer movie or something.
No, that'd be good. Like a beach movie.
Right?
You picked the wrong summer camp. Like, I want to see Vivica in like khaki shorts with a whistle.
And a short wig.
Yeah.
Like she'd have a short wig for that.
Short wig and like a red polo.
They could do that.
You better.
They could also do like a beach party movie. Like, it's kind of like one of those Frankie Avalon and Neff Funicello movies.
Oh my God, yes.
But with killing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Vivica like on the beach looking fabulous with like a huge sun hat.
Right.
And like the way she clobbers the killer is with like a stand-up paddleboard.
Right. She'd be like the female David Hasselhoff. With like
That'd be nice.
Well, it's going to happen now that it's out there in the ether. Lifetime.
We gotta write it. We keep giving away all our best ideas.
I know. I was saying we should write one of these movies, but we're always so busy.
Right. Well, yeah, our next one is a Lifetime one. So I'll look and see if there's like a summer, because I'm sure, and I wouldn't be surprised if they have like a week, like how they have Shark Week or they have Wrong Week or Cheerleader, like Killer Cheerleader Week. I'm sure they're gonna have.
They had some for like Grandparents' Day where they kill her grandmother.
They probably did, actually.
Psycho grandma. I think they did, yeah.
I'm sure they did. I'm sure they had a Father's Day thing too.
What a wonderful way to spend time with your loved one.
Right.
Here, grandma, let's watch Psycho Grandma.
Anyway, if you want to find
That wouldn't have worked out at my house. My mom was mad at us because we liked the song "Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer." So I don't know how Psycho Grandma would have gone. No, my mother, she thought we were she thought we wanted our grandmother to get run over by a reindeer because we thought that song was funny.
That's funny. You just like that's like the most innocent song.
It is, and then you think about the fact that like grandma's dead in that song, isn't she? It's not even like it's a you're thinking of like a cartoon reindeer running over grandma and she gets back up. It's like the song kind of takes a dark turn.
She's dead, and then they decide in the song. This is still kind of funny. They're going to take back they don't know whether to keep her gifts or send them back.
Yeah.
Keep them, of course.
No, they send them back. They literally all shout it.
Yeah.
They
go, send them back.
Keep the gifts or send them back. Send them back.
Oh, man. See? All these years, that song still gets a laugh.
Send them back. If you want to find me, you can find me on my website, leskirkendallbarrett.com. Jason,
please rate and review us on whatever podcasting platform you listen to us on. Give us 5 stars. It helps other people find the show. You can find all of us on Instagram and Facebook at Lifetime of Hallmark Podcast. And you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Big Shot Jason. Kurt.
Hey, I'm the Slouch. I've got a brand new show called The Jester of All Maladies. It's going to play at Indie Fringe at the end of August, and then in the Philadelphia Fringe in September. You can find details. This means I have to update my website. Details at kurtfitzpatrick.com. That's Kurt with a K. Also proud to say I'm now 1 year in remission.
Yay!
So if anybody, I had a cancer treatment a year ago called CAR T-cell therapy. If anybody would like to know about that, you can contact me through my website and I'll write you back and I'll tell you about my experience with it.
Yay!
That's
Yay!
awesome.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. Oh, I have that too. Wait, let me find it. Where did I put the air horn? Oh, here it is. Okay.
Yay!
That's good news.
All right.
And speaking of festivals, so I'm going to have my show, Real Black Swan, at the Minnesota Festival, Minnesota Fringe, and then I'm going to be doing what I do best, tormenting Kurt Fitzpatrick, because I, too, will be at the Indie Fringe. Are you ready, Kurt?
Are you there for the same weekend, though?
I think
last
so.
weekend in August. Okay.
By the way, Kurt, so I did my show in Indy a couple of weeks ago. There's a new drag bar on Mass Avenue, and guess who's going? Kurt Fitzpatrick.
Well, I got a lot of people who want a piece of me. I'm not gonna be there that long.
You're going to the new drag bar. Remember where Comedy Sports was? It is now a drag bar.
It is? Oh.
Yes.
Really? Oh, that is nearby. Okay.
Yes. And you are going.
You said last weekend in August?
Yeah, it's
I will be
August.
in another country at that point.
Oh, okay. It's going to be I'm doing my show on August 26th, 27th, and 28th.
Awesome.
I will be there, Kurt, because my last show's on the 28th, and then I will be leaving the country and going to Nova Scotia.
Lovely.
Okay.
So, Kurt, get ready, because listeners, whenever I'm in the same city as Kurt Fitzpatrick, I drag Kurt Fitzpatrick to gay bars. Sometimes I'll tell Kurt Fitzpatrick to meet me at a gay bar and purposefully show up late.
Well, I've talked about this before. Usually people don't bother me, but that one time we were at Cincy Fringe, I think this is the first year I met you, and they'd have different events every night, and they have different bars. So one night it was at a gay bar, and I was walking through. I was just walking through the bar, and some guy just kind of grabbed me and goes, "Oh, you're going home with me." And I said, oh no, I'm here for the Fringe Festival. And he goes, "What makes you fringy?" And I have to go.
And you've been married for 4 years now.
Right.
That's right. Yes.
But yeah, Jason, I mean, Kurt went, I brought Kurt to Musical Mondays. Kurt went to a drag show at Roscoe's in Chicago. So get ready, Kurt.
I did?
Yes,
I know I went to one in Seattle.
You went to one in Roscoe's in Chicago as well, in Boys
I
Town.
don't remember that one.
Anyway,
I must have been hypnotized.
you were dickmatized.
Tired, yeah.
Hey, whoa, she's taking it too far.
Anyway, well, I guess that's it. So until next week, bye. Oh, bye, and happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th.
Oh, happy 4th of July. Yeah, that's
Bye.
coming up.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.